Good morning, friends. I am Shankar from 815 Academy, Chennai. Please follow us on Facebook and Twitter. For course details, please visit website. Okay, today we are going to discuss about creating table using HANA Studio. So, this is the sample table we are going to use. The table could be an employee table, and it has following 4 columns: employee ID, employee name, employee salary, and department number. And employee ID could be of integer data type. Employee name could be of varchar data type, whose size could be 10, whereas salary could be of decimal data type, whose size could be 8,2. That means totally 8 digits, and after decimal point 2 digits. And department number could be a simple integer data type. Okay, for your information, this employee table, this as it is, employee table is an employee entity set. If you see the ER diagram videos that was uploaded previously, you can know that the entity set employee is converted into employee table, whereas individual employees will become rows in the employee table, and individual attributes of the employee entity set becomes column of this employee table. So briefly summing up, entity set will become table, individual entities will become row, and attributes will become column. That is how typically an entity set or an entity is converted into a table. And relationship between entities can be constructed using primary key foreign key relationship in a typical SQL tables. Okay, so as an introductory example of creating tables using HANA Studio, I am going to use this table, this employee table, with 4 columns: employee ID, employee name, employee salary, and department number. For sample, I am going to insert 3 records. So how to insert records into the table, the video regarding that will be uploaded shortly. So now we will see how to enter into HANA Studio, how to log in into the system, then brief overview of the HANA Studio, and then we will see how to create tables. So again, a brief reminder, I am Shankar from 815 Academy, and we conduct online courses. For detailed course description and schedules and duration, please visit our website 8-15acad.in. Thank you. Now we will see how to create tables using HANA Studio. So I am going to connect using remote desktop connection, and please provide your login credentials, and you can enter into the system. So please provide your login credentials correctly. So you can enter into the system. So in our training we will also give you this connection to the remote desktop, and we will provide you 2-month free access to this HANA Studio, and we also have this SLT server and SAP Lumira, which is fast. No, it is a very popular reporting tool in SAP family, which is available both in desktop version as well as cloud version. So we give this entire access setup for 2 months free. So please contact us through our website for further details. Now we will log into HANA Studio. So you can log into HANA Studio using this shortcut. Just a second. So please log in. So once you log into the system, you can easily get connected to HANA Studio. HANA Studio is a client which is made up of Eclipse kind of software, which allows you to get connected to the HANA database. Remember, HANA is a complete relational database management system, and it uses standard SQL to store, retrieve and manage data in the database, and it is an integrated environment where you can develop, you can write code for development, you can see reporting, you can do database operations, etc. So normally it will not take this much of time to get connected. I will just check my internet connection, and then we will get connected. Okay, so you can double click this HANA Studio to enter into that studio. This is your basic studio overview, and this studio has various perspectives. For example, you can have modeler perspective, admin perspective, developer perspective, ABAP perspective, so on. So you can change perspective. Please check our other videos on various perspectives available in HANA Studio. Now, since we are going to create table, we will be in modeler, so we need not change anything. Now please log into the HANA system with your login credentials. Okay, once you log in, you will have various folders. You can see the first folder is catalog folder, which contains all the schema in your database. So whenever a new user is being added to the system, a new schema will be created for the user. So under the schema, you can perform various operations like creating tables, views, procedures, indexes, etc., etc. So since we have logged into this system using HCIN credentials, we are allowed to work on this schema called HCIN. So under this schema, you can let us say create column views, functions, indexes, procedures, sequence, synonyms, tables, triggers, views, etc. So in this example we are going to show you how to create tables. So we will take up creating tables, and if you can drop down, you can see other folders like content, which contains various packages that are already available in the system. So a package is can be used to group together related attribute view, analytic view. You can see here attribute view, analytic view, calculation view, analytic privilege, procedure, and decision tables. Please refer to our other videos on how to create these units. Now we will see how to create table. Before that, you can see various provisioning and security measures are already available. So now we will see how to create a table. So right click on this table folder and create new table. Remember, we are going to create employee table with 4 columns: employee ID, which is of integer data type; employee name, which is of varchar data type; employee salary, which is of decimal data type size 8,2; and department number data column, which is of data type integer. So the table name could be employee okay. So let us give the name emp_1 for table name, and schema, you see HAN schema, which is the schema that we are logged into, and you can store the table either as row store or column store. Both has their own advantage as well as disadvantage, but generally storing table as a column store has better compression performance, so column store should be preferred. But if you are going to update frequently into your table, then you have to consider row store also. So we will now create a table as a column store type. So the first field here is employee ID, which is of data type integer. Now this employee ID can be qualified as a primary key. What is a primary key? Any attribute or any column that contains unique value can be qualified to be a primary key. So if you take employee ID is usually unique, so we can make employee ID as a primary key. So enable this column key, it will make your employee ID primary key. You see the not null attribute is enabled by default, so it will be enabled default for all the primary keys, because primary key cannot contain null value, and also it cannot contain default value. Comment is for documentation purpose or internal purpose. You may or may not give a comment for each attributes or columns. And next column can create employee name, which is of varchar data type, so we can leave it like that, and its dimension could be 10. Dimension is nothing but size of your column. It could be 10, which of course is not an key column, so you need not enable the key. And the next field could be your employee salary, which is of data type decimal, so we will select decimal data type, and as previously agreed upon, the size is 8,2, So before decimal point 6 digits and after decimal point 2 digits. Totally the size is 8, and again it need not be or it will not be null value, so you need not enable the key value, so you need not enable the key feature. And next column and last column could be department number, which is of integer data type. And since an employee can work in only one department or a department can have many employees, the department number can also be not made primary key, because duplications will be there, because a department can have many employees. So this is the table that we wanted to create with these 4 attributes. Now once you defined the columns and the data types and the sizes and the primary key, a table, remember a table should have at least one primary key. Once after designed all these things, you can execute this to create the table. Either you can press this execute button or press F8. Now we will press this execute button, it will create table. See, it is mentioned here. So it is successfully executed, so table is being created. Now where can you see the created table? You can see, you can come and see that use under the schema HAN and under the tables you can see that table that was recently created, EMP_1. So it is here, and you can double click this EMP_1 to open the table definition. So the SQ select or describe followed by table name, DESC followed by table name in SQL environment can be done here using double clicking the table name. So this is the table that was being created. Please check our next video on how to insert values into the created table using HANA Studio. For any doubts, please mail me at 815acad@gmail.com. So 8 is numerical, 15 is in characters. So 815acad@gmail.com. So thank you for attending this session, and please follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and contact us for details regarding classroom training. Thank you. This is Sankar from 815 Academy signing off.